So mutations are the source of discontinuous variation, and these mutations are of two types. These mutations can come either in the genes or they may come in the chromosome. Now remember, gene mutations are something which we learn in the next chapter, because because in this chapter we are learning only chromosome. In the next chapter we learn detail like how chromosome is formed. So DNA, the concept of DNA will come, and then genes will be more clear to you. So in this chapter we'll be dealing basically with the chromosomal. So chromosomal mutations are of again two types. The first method is the aberrations. Aberration means when there is change in the structure of the chromosome. And second method possible is the genomatic, that means genome. Genomatic chromosomal mutation, that means the number of chromosome. So when the structure of chromosome changes, it is called as chromosomal aberration. And when the number of the chromosomes changes, or you can say there is a problem with the genome of the organism, then it is called as genomatic chromosomal mutations. Okay, fine. Let's have just one or two lines regarding the gene mutation. Gene mutations can be substitution, they can be frame shift mutation, or they can be inversion. Now, what is inversion? When the sequence changes in the genes, it is called inversion. Frame shift, when something is inserted into something new, information has come, or some information is gone, deletion, then they are called as frame shift mutations. Remember, these changes can be transversion or transition. So when a purine is replaced by pyrimidine, that means substitution I'm talking about. Substitution means replacement. So when a purine is replaced by pyrimidine, it is called as transversion, or a pyrimidine is replaced by purine, it is called as transversion. But a purine replacing purine or a pyrimidine replacing pyrimidine is called as transition. Further details in the next chapter we are going to do. So what is chromosomal aberration? Chromosomal aberration is the structure change. Now how the chromosome structure can change, on the next page we will be learning with example. So one method possible is deletion. It is possible a portion of the chromosome may undergo deletion, cut. So it can be a terminal cut, it can be an intercalary cut. Intercalary means somewhere in between. It can be duplication also, that some portion of the chromosome is again duplicated, so double amount is present. It is even possible to have inversion. What is inversion? The whole sequence undergoes, just like genes can undergo inversion, chromosomal portions can also undergo inversion. That inversion may involve centromere or may not involve centromere. So accordingly it is called as pericentric and paracentric. And the fourth method possible for chromosomal aberration is translocation. Translocation can be simple translocation, or it can be interstitial translocation, or it can be reciprocal. What is translocation? Moving from one chromosome to the another chromosome, and that also is a non-homologous chromosome. So basically translocation is a type of illegitimate crossing over. So it's a wrong type of crossing over, because the portion of the chromosome is moving from one chromosome to a non-homologous chromosome and attaches there. That's why it is called as something like a crossing over, but it's a wrong crossing over, also called as translocation. Now genomic type of chromosomal mutations involve change in the number of chromosomes. So it can be euploidy or it can be aneuploidy. Now what is euploidy? When the whole set, we know that how many sets are there in the chromosomes. In a haploid set, fixed number is there. Diploid set, double amount of that haploid set. Triploid, triple amount of haploid set. So this is called as euploidy. It can be monoploidy, that means haploidy, or it can be polyploidy. Now polyploids also can be allopolyploid or autopolyploid or autoallopolyploid. Allo means when two different source of chromosomes are there, that means two different species are there, and if their chromosomes are mixed or brought together, it is called as allopolyploidy. If the self individuals chromosome numbers are increased, like doubling. For example, diploid to tetraploid, it is called as autopolyploidy, and when both are done together, it is called as autoalloploidy. Remember, this concept is important in the case of the plant breeding experiments. There are many crop products which you are consuming, like potatoes are there. These are result of euploidy, or you can say polyploidy. Aneuploidy is one, but whenever there is non-disjunction, we have learned already in the last page, non-disjunction of the chromosome. So whenever there is a loss of one chromosome, not the complete one chromosome or two chromosome extra, one chromosome extra, this type of abnormality is called as aneuploidy. So what is aneuploidy's type? It can be hypoaneuploidy, hypo means less, or it can be hyperaneuploidy, that means more. So for example, imagine a gamete. We all know gametes carry n number of chromosomes. Imagine a gamete by chance carries one less chromosome. So such a type of gamete, when fertilizes a normal gamete, okay, why there is one less? Because one extra has gone because of non-disjunction. That same concept, because of non-disjunction of chromosome. So it is possible when such fertilization takes place, the individual born will be this. Now in this individual, all chromosomes are normal except one chromosome is less. So you will call it as a hypoaneuploidy. If it is an extra, you will call it as hyperaneuploidy. Now if one is less, it is called as monosomic condition. If both are gone, both these chromosomes are gone, it is called as nullisomy or nullisomic condition. If both are present extra, it is called as tetrasomic, because that chromosome will be found 4 times. And if it is 2n plus 1, it is called as trisomic condition. These are types of hypoaneuploidy and hyperaneuploidy. We'll continue in the next class.